Hi and welcome to Gaming 420, your ported gaming, competitive gaming site, okay, for the Middle East and Asia. Right over here we have the one and only CEO of one of the founders of Razer and CEO Min.
That's right.
So Min, would you please just give us a brief introduction about yourself and your key roles in the company itself?
Sure. So I'm one of the co-founders of Razer together with Robert, who's known as Razer Guy. And my key role essentially is to focus on everything to do with the design of any of our products. So that's what I focus on and that's what I do.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Speaking of Robert, where is he?
Well, he's, I think right at this point of time, he's chilling out in Mexico.
I just want to ask a question about him. Is it true that he's 73 years old?
You know, his age is pretty secret. He looks really good for his age. That's all I'm going to tell you. But you know something? He plays a mean game of World of Warcraft.
Wow. It's just typical, like all the other guys up here in our regions, like 40 years old, like over even 50 years old, and they're like playing at the office, raiding.
Well, you don't want to PvP against him.
Oh no. So, anyways, how did Razer come about? Can you give us some insight behind the name Razer as well?
Sure, absolutely. So, when we first started out, we really wanted to create something that would be like a weapon or provide the unfair advantage for gamers. And we worked with a couple of top engineers in the world, and back then nobody cared about gamers. You know, gaming wasn't like it is today, where it's a business. Well, it was never a business for us. It's still not a business for us right now. And we created pretty much not just the first gaming mouse, but everything you see today in the gaming hardware peripheral space. We kind of created the entire industry because we believed that in gaming you're always looking for that unfair advantage. So that's what pretty much Razer is about. And that's where the name came from. We wanted something that would connote sharp, edgy and stuff like that. And that's how it kind of came about.
And I just wanted to ask, the cool logo that we have right on top there. Just like, who created that? Well, okay with the idea with the snakes.
So the funny thing is, we were testing a prototype of the early gaming mouse, and we started asking ourselves, right, like, this is really cool. This kind of changed the way we played games, and it really helped that we were owning the servers at that point of time. But what we asked ourselves was, what are we going to call it? And back then everything was kind of boring. It was like something 3.0 or 5.1 something or other. So we said, this is a product, or this is a mouse that eats other mice. That eats them for breakfast, right? What essentially eats other mice? And it came out with a snake. Yeah. So we put the boom slangs on the logo, and the green over here, the distinctive Razer green today, that's actually the green from a boom slang. That's exactly how it came about.
That's quite interesting. And the next question is, just give us a typical day at the office. How is it? From morning, from when you wake up to
Sure.
the end of the day.
Well, starting at 12 o'clock in the morning, I'm usually playing games, and it goes on till about 2 or 3, 4, sometimes 5, and then I go to sleep and I wake up, and it's midday. I go to the office and we start designing, and we just sit around and say, what did you do last night? Like hang out, but to a lot of it actually goes into gameplay, and it's great because we're not playing games and calling it work, which is phenomenal. But a lot of it is play testing. We've got ergonomics experts, and we've got scientists, we've got engineers. We're pretty much one of the only gaming company, at least the ones of which I'm aware of, that truly has our design everything from ground up. So you'll see we'll go into the office, we'll be seeing models, hand models of different products, and then we'll meet the software guys, and then we'll meet the play test guys, we'll meet a bunch of pro gamers. Typical day, and then after that, the best part of it is play testing, and then we do a lot of that.
That's cool. Like, should invite us sometime over there. Should be invited. So, anyways, next question is, does a social stigma related to anything gaming still exist to this day, and age, especially when you're at the forefront of, one of the biggest gaming brands in the world?
Well, I suppose, gaming has become a big industry. People talk about it like it's a business now. We don't really look at it as a business, and we still look at ourselves as a bunch of guys in a garage, working on a couple of things. But is there a stigma associated with it? I think a couple of people still don't like gaming per se. We read about them in the press, every time something happens, blame it on the gamers, But honestly, we don't care, so.
Just like any metalhead. So, the next question is, what's your vision for the future, especially, any plans in expanding more into the Middle East, but a vision as a whole for the region?
Sure. Well, this is my first time here, and it's, I think I do what I always do whenever I go to a new region. I get on the ground, I got off the plane, and I said, take me to a couple of LAN centers. I want to meet the gamers and talk to them a little bit. And that's what we do. We talk to the gamers all the time. We talk to the community, and we play games with the community. And what I've realized is that there's a massive pool of gamers over here. And it's pretty underground. It's Counter-Strike is big. That's where a lot of our pro gamers use the Death Adder, for example, in the Counter-Strike scene. So Dota is big. So what we really want to do is we are looking to bring a whole new level of investment over here in the region. So what's going to happen is that we looked at what was going on, and we're going to be putting for the next couple of quarters 1 million dirham specifically on 3 things. All right, and listen up. This is where it gets exciting. This is slipping on me. Could you just grab hold of this before I... Thank you. Whoops. There we go. So these are the 3 things. The first of which is that we're going to be working very closely with some of the cyber cafes over here. And that's why I went down on the ground and visited them. We're going to be looking at how to support them, in terms of events, so on and so forth. And that brings me to the second thing, tournaments. We're going to bring a whole different competitive arrangement here.
For a long time.
Fantastic. So we're going to be looking to run tournaments that we have been running, in North America, in Europe, over here. So the first thing, cyber cafes. The second thing would be tournaments. And you'll see not just one tournament and then bam, you don't hear anything about it at all. We're going to be looking to spread it out. One every quarter, at least, so that people get excited about it and, come back and play all the time and meet the same people, make the same friends, create the same grudges and, stuff like that. And the third thing, I'm going to help you out. That's okay. There we go.
My hands are killing me.
So the third thing that we are looking at is building or supporting a team. And we are looking not just to sponsor 1 or 2 teams. So we're looking to maybe start off on a level of product maybe or guidance and access to some of our other pro teams. But what I'd like to see is a team from this region compete on an international level and kick ass on an international level.
Yeah, and that's it's happened a couple of times, but we'd love to see our guys going out there, at least being much more much more constant in doing that. Usually you'd go out for WCG or ESWC, they'd wait all year around for that. And they don't get chance to to attend more tournaments.
Sure. So that's one of our plans.
Yeah.
3 things, 1 million dirham specifically just for this region.
Very, very interesting. And and another thing is, do you guys plan on opening a specific headquarters in the Middle East?
So it's definitely something we're exploring. We've got 9 offices worldwide right now. I spend most of my time in San Francisco where we do our design work. And the Middle East does seem to be one of the most exciting regions for us. But what we tend to do first up is we don't look at all the corporate stuff. We get on the ground, we talk to gamers, we talk to guys like yourself, you know, guys who still understand the true core of what's going on before the corporate guys come in and start talking about marketing and all that kind of stuff. But we are looking to engage on the ground to find out more about the community. So we do a couple of things. For example, and this is where you can pass me the Electras. Like, you know, specifically for GITEX, we're going to be we're running an event. We're giving away 5 of these. You know, check them out at razerzone.com and engage with the community and start talking to them. So that's the first step. And once we see there is a pool or a team of gamers over here, then we move to the next step. So the way we work with pro gamers is that we get a lot of information or ideas, you know, in terms of their tournaments. In fact, we work with gamers of all skill levels, getting ideas and information internally also, because for ourselves, everyone who joins the company should be a gamer. So what we do is that with some of these concepts and ideas, we then take it to our scientists, we then take it to our engineers and our designers, and we are the only company in the world, pretty much from a gaming hardware perspective, that does all our development in-house. And that means from ergonomics to industrial design, to software, so on and so forth. And that's where the true magic, I think, really happens, because we need engineers, we need designers, and we need software specialists to create phenomenal product. And with these many prototypes, we then go back to our pro gamers, and we go back to our beta testers and tell them, look, we've got 30 different prototypes. We'd like you to go out in the field, test them out, try it out, and that's how it happens, really. And we have this constant iterative process. We have prototypes. It goes out to the pro gamers and the beta testers. They come back with the feedback. We change it, we tweak it, we come up with new prototypes. It goes back again, and this process can literally take years. And it's a long, long time. But what happens at the end of the day is that we might come up with 15 great concepts. It goes down to 13, 12, 9, 8, and
just keep on breaking them down.
And you know, it's a very painful process. If you're an engineer, you really believe in it, and you see your project after 2 years gets killed. It's painful, but that's how it is. That's what a Razer product is about. Getting it perfect, and that's why we take such a long time. And that's when, you know, this arcade stick is going to have a long iterative process. That's how we do things with the pro gamers.
Razer has a couple of new products lined up, such as, you know, Razer Tiamat, Razer Blade, and the highly anticipated Razer Arcade Stick. Could you please talk about each of these products?
Sure. The Tiamat is, going to be, it's the world's first true 7.1 discrete, surround sound headsets. It's got, like 5 individual drivers. It's going to provide a phenomenal amount of surround sound positional audio. So, you know, we're going to be shipping that in the next couple of weeks. What was the other 2? The arcade stick. So let me talk about the arcade stick.
The Razer, what about the Razer Blade?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that last. Okay. So the arcade stick, we've announced that. It's going to take a while because we're going to be, we're the first company ever to do, you know, beta testing on a wide scale. We talked about the pro gamers that work with us. Right now, we've taken that same beta testing model, but what we're doing is that we're expanding it to gamers of all skill levels and everywhere. North America, Europe, Asia Pacific, and right here in the Middle East, we're going to get beta testers. Hundreds of units are going to go out. We're going to send them out, get feedback, it comes back, and bear in mind, these prototypes are all really expensive prototypes, and we're going out in hundreds, all right? First time ever any gaming hardware company has ever done this. So looking forward to that. That's going to be really exciting because there's quite a community over here. Now the last thing is the Razer Blade. That's kind of created a whole lot of excitement. And your hand's getting tired, right?
My hand is killing me. Can you hold it?
Sure, I'll hold it. You could have asked me that. So the Razer Blade is really exciting for us. It's the first time ever anyone has brought that amount of performance into as slim and tiny a form factor as that. And we're shipping it in Q4 of this year in North America, and we are looking to see if we can expand it over here. And you can hold it.
Okay. That would have been easier if I'd done that in the start.